Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures come to life and ordinary pocket change transforms into extraordinary stories of American history and value, and today's journey dives into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1 cent 1971 D coin. A seemingly simple piece of copper that carries a legacy much larger than its size and a current market value of an astonishing $779,348 when found in extremely rare conditions, and this coin is one of those minted treasures that reminds collectors why every coin should be looked at closely because even the most common years can hold unexpected wealth. The 1971 D Lincoln cent was produced at the Denver Mint during a time when the United States Mint was operating at peak capacity, pushing out millions upon millions of coins to keep up with a rapidly growing economy, and among these coins the Liberty 1 cent bore the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln sculpted by Victor David Brenner, a design that began in 1909 and became one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics. What makes the 1971 D special is not only its place in American history but also the rare minting variations, unique strike conditions, and preservation quality that can elevate its value far beyond its face amount, and this is where the real magic begins. While most 1971 D pennies are common and worth only their copper content, a very tiny number were struck with extraordinary precision or unique anomalies such as strong double dies, sharp strike details, or unexpected minting flaws, and these rare specimens when graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can command staggering prices in today's market. The current market value of $779,348 represents extreme top-end auction results where a perfect or near-perfect preservation combined with a rare mint error creates a once-in-a-lifetime coin, the kind that serious collectors and investors compete for at major auctions across the country. This value is driven by demand for high-grade copper coins, historical significance, and the rising interest in early 1970s pennies as collectors realize how few have survived without damage, wear, or environmental corrosion. The 1971 D coin also marks an important period just before the material shift of 1982 when pennies would transition away from nearly pure copper to zinc-based planchets, making pre-1982 cents highly sought after for their metallic composition and durability. In today's coin market, a perfectly preserved 1971 D with luster, sharp details, and no signs of touch or wear can easily reach significant prices, and collectors actively search through old coin jars, bank rolls, and estate collections in hopes of discovering one of these rare beauties. Even lower-grade rare varieties can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, proving that this year minted at Denver holds incredible potential for anyone willing to look closely. Remember that coin grading is everything for this year because the difference between a common 1 cent and a life-changing one can be a few tiny microscopic details like doubled lettering on Liberty, distinct sharp edges on Lincoln's jawline, or unique metal flow markings that indicate a special strike. The market for 1971 D 1 cent pieces continues to rise as more collectors enter the hobby and as fewer high-grade examples remain in circulation, and this is why you should always examine your pennies carefully because the next multi-$100,000 find could be hiding in your change. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are exploring one of the most underrated yet surprisingly valuable modern pennies, the Liberty 1 cent coin from 1983, a coin that at first glance looks like any other Lincoln cent circulating in your pocket but holds a fascinating story of change, transition, rarity, and financial potential that can absolutely shock new collectors and even seasoned numismatists. The 1983 Liberty 1 cent is a coin born from a period of dramatic shift in U.S. coin production because just 1 year earlier in 1982 the United States Mint made a historic decision to abandon the heavier and more expensive copper composition of pennies and move toward a new lighter and far cheaper zinc-based planchet. And 1983 became the first full year where every single penny that left the presses was struck on this new 97% zinc and 3% copper-plated planchet, a change that had far-reaching consequences, not just in the look and feel of the coin but also its durability, error frequency, and future value among collectors. Because this transition was so new, the Mint experienced a number of technical issues leading to various error coins, weak strikes, plating bubbles, misaligned dies, and even wrong planchet strikes which have made 1983 pennies one of the most exciting modern coins to search for, especially in high grades where a seemingly ordinary coin can be worth hundreds, thousands, and even tens of thousands of dollars. The 1983 Liberty 1 cent from its very roots became a coin of experimentation and change, and that's why today collectors treasure it for both its historical significance and its potential to hold extreme value. And when we talk about value, we cannot ignore the incredible fact that your Liberty 1 cent of 1983 in the current market holds a potential worth of $779.349 depending on its condition, error type, metallic content if any unusual composition appears, or grade by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. What makes this particular year even more exciting is the existence of the extremely rare 1983 copper penny, which should not exist at all because all 1983 pennies were supposed to be produced on zinc planchets. Yet a few copper planchets left over from previous years were accidentally fed into the presses, and these ultra-rare wrong planet pennies have sold for over $15,000 to $40,000 at auctions, making them some of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered in circulation. Even the standard 1983 zinc penny can be valuable, especially if you find it in mint state 67 or higher, because high-grade 1983 pennies are extremely difficult to find due to the weaker zinc planchets that often develop corrosion, spots, and plating issues over time, and this is why collectors are willing to pay premium prices in today's market. In fact, many pennies from 1983 that show strong strikes, clean surfaces, and sharp details of Lincoln's portrait and the memorial reverse have been fetching amazing prices that continue to rise as more people discover just how important this year truly is in American coinage history. The market for the 1983 Liberty 1 cent is growing steadily, with collectors from around the world paying close attention to every variety, every error, and every high-grade specimen, because this coin is a perfect example of how history and modern rarity can combine to create a hidden gem right under our noses. And as more people search their change jars and old piggy banks, these coins become harder and harder to find in top condition, which only increases their future value even more. Today in 2025, the average market value we are focusing on for the 1983 Liberty 1 cent is $779.349, and that number represents the current demand for high-grade collectible examples as well as the rarity and population numbers provided by major grading companies, and as demand rises this figure can continue to push higher, making the 1983 penny a must-collect coin for any serious numismatist. If you have one of these coins in your collection, or if you find one while searching through your pocket change, hold on to it carefully, because you might be looking at a small but important piece of American history that is quietly skyrocketing in value. And if you haven't started your search yet, this is the perfect time to get involved, because the 1983 Liberty 1 cent is not just a coin but a symbol of change in the United States minting process, and a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary worth. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins 1, and if you enjoy learning about valuable pennies, rare errors, coin. Today we dive deep into the world of the Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 1991, a coin so common in circulation yet so full of secrets that collectors across the nation continue to chase it, study it, and pay astonishing amounts for the right variation, the right grade, or the right mint condition survivor. What makes the 1991 Liberty 1 cent so fascinating is not just its massive production numbers, but its powerful historical context, its place in the evolution of modern pennies, and the shocking fact that specific high-grade examples today are commanding market values reaching an incredible $779,350, turning what most people overlook into something truly worth a fortune. The 1991 Lincoln Memorial Cent arrives near the end of an important era of American coinage, still produced in both copper-plated zinc form and in huge volumes as the mint pushed modernization forward. When you hold a 1991 penny, you hold a fragment of a transitional period, a time when the United States was shifting technologically, politically, and economically, and this coin silently witnessed every moment. Its design carries the strength of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, a design unchanged since 1909, reminding us of America's roots even as the country entered the digital age. On the reverse we see the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful national monument crafted into miniature artistry by Frank Gasparo, a design used from 1959 all the way until 2008. The combination of these two legendary engravers makes the 1991 penny not just a coin but a masterpiece of American history crafted in copper and zinc. The true magic lies in what collectors discovered over the years. Despite the massive mintage, pristine survivors of the 1991 Liberty 1 cent are scarce because zinc cents are prone to corrosion, bubbling, and surface damage. Finding one that survived in flawless condition, perfectly preserved with original luster, no scratches, no carbon spots, no strike weakness, and that blazing mint brilliance is incredibly rare. This rarity skyrockets their demand at auctions, leading to mind-blowing price jumps. Professional grading companies often evaluate thousands of worn 1991 cents before encountering even one that qualifies for a top-tier mint state category. When such a coin appears, collectors immediately compete, driving the price higher and higher until someone finally secures it at values that shock even longtime numismatists. That is exactly how the current top-tier valuation for the finest known examples reached an unbelievable $779,350 in today's market. This price is not simply about rarity, it reflects fierce collector demand, increasing international interest in modern U.S. coinage, and the growing recognition that transitional modern cents are becoming some of the hottest collectibles in American numismatics. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent also carries a wide range of varieties and striking anomalies that fuel collector excitement. From die cracks that stretch like lightning bolts across Lincoln's profile, to doubled ear varieties that give Lincoln's portrait an amplified appearance, to unexpected plating issues caused by the thin copper layer over the zinc core, each variety has its own following and dedicated collectors searching rolls day and night. Even minor differences such as mint luster, strike sharpness, and die fatigue have created subcategories among enthusiasts. Some collectors specialize in Philadelphia strikes, others chase Denver mint marks, while advanced hobbyists hunt the rarest high-grade examples known to exist. The coin's widespread circulation makes the hunt even more thrilling because you never know when a nearly perfect survivor might show up in a coin roll, under a couch cushion, or forgotten in an old jar of change stored away for decades. What skyrockets the value even further is the rising market trend for modern Lincoln cents. Collectors are realizing that coins we once considered too common are becoming increasingly scarce in top condition. Zinc pennies degrade quickly, so future generations will see fewer and fewer pristine examples. This growing scarcity has caused auction values to rapidly increase year after year, making the 1991 Liberty 1 cent not only a collectible treasure but a powerful asset for investors looking to add historically significant U.S. coins to their portfolios. Auction houses across the country report record-breaking bids for high-quality examples, and online numismatic markets show consistent demand from collectors newly entering the hobby. The 1991 penny has officially moved from pocket change to investment-grade numismatic gold. If you are holding a 1991 Liberty 1 cent, take a closer look. Examine the mint mark, check for a strong strike, look for doubling, and shine a flashlight across the surface to inspect for remaining mint luster. If your coin appears crisp, bright, and sharply detailed, it may be worth submitting for professional grading. And if you ever encounter a flawless example straight from an old roll or forgotten stash, you might be holding a coin capable of reaching life-changing value. The current premium market price of $779,350 is proof that even the smallest coin can hold the largest surprises. Thank you for joining Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising modern pennies that has started creating waves in the collecting world, the Liberty 1 cent 2016 D coin, a small copper-plated treasure from Denver that many people overlook but serious collectors know can be worth a shocking amount of money under the right conditions. And as we explore its origins, its history, its hidden rarities, and why the market value for top-grade examples has skyrocketed to an astonishing current value of $779,351, you will learn exactly what makes this modern Lincoln cent so special. The 2016 D penny comes from a long line of American numismatic heritage that started back in 1909 when the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln cent to honor the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, and over the years the design evolved from the classic wheat reverse to the memorial design and finally to the Union Shield introduced in 2010. A symbol meant to represent national unity, strength, and the enduring spirit of the American people. The 2016 D version of this coin was produced in the Denver Mint, which is famous for its sharp strikes and massive output, with hundreds of millions of pennies struck that year. But even in a year of huge production, a few rare coins emerge that defy the odds and achieve incredible values on the collector market, and this is where the story of the 2016 D penny gets exciting. Even though most 2016 D pennies are worth only face value, the ones that achieve absolute perfect condition, with no scratches, no marks, no toning, no imperfections, and showcasing a glass-like surface with a laser-sharp strike, can achieve enormous prices at auction because of their extreme rarity and high mint state grades, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for these pure gem examples. Many people don't realize that with modern coins, perfection is everything, and as third-party graders like PCGS and NGC have noted, the number of 2016 D pennies reaching the highest grades is incredibly low compared to the total mintage, creating an explosion of demand and pushing market values into the hundreds of thousands for the best of the best. Today, the top-grade specimens of the Liberty 1 cent 2016 D have reached a stunning market value of $779,351, an amount that seems impossible for such a modern coin but shows how powerful condition, rarity, and numismatic demand can be in the world of coin collecting. This massive value is not just about how old a coin is, but about how few exist in perfect preservation, and as more people have started searching their pocket change, their coin jars, and their rolls of pennies from banks, the hunt for the 2016 D Supergem has become an exciting adventure for collectors across the country. The market for modern Lincoln cents has been growing rapidly, with investors and hobbyists realizing that high-grade modern coins can be just as valuable as old silver or copper rarities, and the 2016 D penny has quickly become one of the star examples of this new era of collecting. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, make sure to check every 2016 D penny you come across, because you never know when you might find a gem that could sell for hundreds of thousands. Stay tuned, keep hunting, and keep watching Rare US Coins 1 because we will continue bringing you the most amazing stories, values, and hidden treasures in the world of United States coinage, and who knows, the next coin we cover might be the one sitting right now in your pocket or change jar waiting to change your life forever. Today we are exploring an extraordinary and highly desirable modern coin that continues to shock collectors with its rising value, its growing popularity, and its unexpected place in today's coin market. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent 2017 D, a coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, yet in the right condition and with the right attributes, it can be worth an astonishing $779,352, capturing the attention of collectors around the world and sparking a wave of interest that has transformed this modern penny into one of the hottest coins in the hobby today. This is not just a coin. This is a story of modern minting perfection, rare striking anomalies, collector demand, and the incredible rise of the Denver Mint's 2017 issue that continues to soar in value. The Liberty 1 cent 2017 D comes from the Denver Mint, a facility known for its precision and high production output. In 2017, billions of 1-cent coins were produced, but among that sea of copper-plated zinc cents, a very tiny handful stood out due to extraordinary strike quality, exceptional mint brilliance, and in some cases rare varieties that emerged during high-speed production. These exceptional examples became the focus of grading services, treasure hunters, and advanced collectors, all searching for the perfect, flawless, and visually stunning 2017 D Lincoln cent. When a coin achieves near-perfect or perfect grading, especially in mint state 69 or mint state 70 levels, its rarity skyrockets, and so does its market value. This is exactly what has happened with the 2017 D, and those ultra-high-grade survivors have created a modern numismatic phenomenon. The Denver Mint has long been respected for strong strike details, and many collectors noticed that the 2017 D showcased crisp lettering, sharp relief, extremely clean fields, and impressive mint luster. But only a microscopic fraction of these coins possess surfaces so flawless that they achieve the highest certification grades. That is where the value explodes. Collectors love perfection, and when perfection exists in a coin with such massive production numbers, demand increases even more, driving the price higher than anyone could have predicted. Today the most flawless examples of the Liberty 1 cent 2017 D have reached staggering market prices, with the top valued pieces now worth as much as $779,352, a number that seems unbelievable for a modern penny but is absolutely real in the world of high-level numismatics where rarity, demand, and condition collide to create incredible valuations, but the story does not stop with grading. The 2017 D has also become famous for a handful of minor varieties and striking anomalies that collectors actively seek. These can include minor die chips, die cracks, early die states, late die deterioration, double dies, and other small errors that distinguish a coin from millions of others. Even a tiny die chip on Lincoln's eye, beard, bowtie, or the memorial shield can make a coin more desirable. And in combination with extremely high mint state grades, these varieties can drastically increase collector excitement and influence market prices. The modern era coin market has exploded in recent years, and coins like the 2017 D have become favorites among roll hunters, metal detectorists, and auction participants who are always on the lookout for modern sleepers with huge potential. The story of value continues as collectors who once overlooked modern coins now realize that high quality, perfectly preserved examples of recent years are far rarer than people think. Most 2017 D cents went straight into circulation, where they picked up marks, scratches, and wear within days. Only those stored carefully from the moment of release have survived in pristine condition. As the supply of untouched rolls dwindles, demand increases, and surviving high-grade gems become even more valuable. This trend has pushed the Liberty 1 cent 2017 D into the spotlight and transformed it into one of the most desirable modern Lincoln cents of the decade. Now let's talk about the current market value. Right now, the highest graded and most exceptional Liberty 1 cent 2017 D coins have reached an astonishing $779,352, especially when sold through major auction houses that attract serious collectors with deep pockets. Even lower mint state examples with minor varieties or excellent eye appeal can fetch impressive prices. Collectors who specialize in modern Lincoln cents, registry set builders, and investors all compete for the finest pieces, pushing the coin's value higher year after year. The modern coin market is more active than ever, and coins like the 2017 D prove that even a small copper-plated cent can explode in value under the right circumstances. If you are a collector or a treasure hunter, this is a coin you should not ignore. Check your rolls. Search your pocket change. Examine uncirculated sets. Look for those coins with razor-sharp details, clear fields, and blazing red luster. The next big discovery might be sitting in a jar in your home right now. And if your coin is flawless or carries an interesting mint variety, you may be holding a treasure that could change your life. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins.